Yo, what it do? Mr. Phil Wilkerson. It's your boy Kevin Nmah, aka Meet the Curator. Just want to say, appreciate all the love and positivity you're spreading into this world right now. This is what the world needs. We need more people doing, we need more people acting, we need more people being positive. So continue to spread that love, brother. And look, if you're going to have this podcast and I'm not going to be a guest one day, I'm going to be mad upset. So get me on, man. The world needs to hear about Meet the Curator, and it's your boy Kevin Nmah. Continued success, brother. Peace and love.
Welcome to Positive Philter with your host, Philip Wilkerson, a podcast that focuses on friends, family, health, and career with a little self-help along the way. Please join me in this journey for self-improvement, and I hope that what I have to share will make you a better person, thus making the world a better place. Okay, so welcome back. This is another episode of Positive Philter. I was about to say Random Ramblings of Philip Wilkerson, but this is the podcast. Today we have a special guest. I'm going to introduce him. Usually, as this podcast develops, I'm going to bring on people that inspire me, put out a positive vibe, have good energy. And so this young gentleman here is a young entrepreneur. He is also a podcaster himself, the Panda Watch Podcast, which I listen to. And he's an entrepreneur with his own clothing line. It's my friend, Kevin, the creator of Meet the Curator. I got to probably say that like 10 times. So if I had a clap or like a little audio file for a clap, this would be the clap. So welcome to the podcast, Kevin.
Oh my gosh. I mean, this is dope. I remember getting some emails about you going into this space and the fact that I am like on with the creator of Positive Philter. I'm honored. What's up?
What's up? We're doing it. We're going live. So, Kevin, the main thing about this whole journey, I explained in my first episode, is that I'm on this journey about positivity. I did this Phil Awards and, it's a little creative vibe. But you, sir, have a really good vibe yourself. You're doing a lot of new things. You're being really creative. And I wanted to, as a guest, to pick your brain about the two things that, I'm really impressed with by you, is that podcast that you do and your clothing line. So tell me a little bit, maybe in two different ways, how both of those ventures started.
All right. So the biggest thing about those ventures that the audience needs to know, and then you, Phil, the host, is I have been afraid to do a lot of stuff in many different arenas, but to put myself out there in a creative space, I've not done that often. So, and it just felt like I was getting to a point with in my day job as a financial analyst for Lisker LLC. Shout out to you guys.
There you go.
I hope to never work there again, but it's okay.
A plug.
It was, for me, it was just like, okay, life is going stagnant. If I was to retire as a financial analyst at Lisker, nobody would look back and be like, man, Kev had a rough life. But for me, inside, it would have been kind of fraudulent. And so it was like a real safe space. So for me, doing Panda Watch Podcast was something that was very safe because it's between me and my best friend, Balake Zebrak. And I mean, we used to be roommates, but now we don't talk as much as we used to. You know, life happens, everything happens, moves away. So what do? We create this podcast about nothing. He grew up on Seinfeld. I grew up going to his house watching Seinfeld because not too many black families are watching Seinfeld.
Surprising note, my mom was a big Seinfeld fan, and we were the one of the rare black families that we were one of the rare black families that actually did watch Seinfeld.
Which I think is dope. And I think the more I watched Seinfeld and the more that I found out who the hell Larry David was, it made sense that I was eventually going to want to watch Seinfeld. But anyway, Panda Watch Podcast was just an opportunity to put myself out there in a safe space. So it kind of killed two birds with one stone. It's like, okay, I'm not going to be too afraid because I'm just talking to Steven. And at the same time, we're just going to blast this out to our friends and we get to shoot the shit and talk. I don't know if I'm supposed to cuss on. It's okay.
No, it's positive, man, because you got to still positive vibe.
So that was that for Panda Watch. And we've been on hiatus for a long time, as you know.
I'm one of these, I got you as a guest on mine before.
Yeah.
I've been a guest on yours.
Which is ridiculous, right? Because we've been talking about getting you on the podcast for a long time, but we can't figure out Steven's schedule. But one day he's going to stop working and then we'll record again.
Well, I'm also that super thirsty friend.
You got to. I want more people to be doing, right? I know that I was living a life of complacency and it wasn't happy. So for me, I operate in a space where I'm always trying to joke around, whether that's like a defense mechanism or whatever it is. I don't know. I just know that I feel at home when I'm laughing, making fun of somebody, not in a malice way, not in a bully way, but just like tease them
and a little bit.
Laugh. So I was chasing happiness, and Panda Watch did that.
And it still continues. I think
it still continues to do that. We're going to record again. With Meet the Curator, this was the one that was like, hold on to your butts type stuff, because this was something that I personally knew I always wanted to do. Never
clothing line.
Yeah, clothing line. Okay. Never knew that I could do it. But the more that I started, the older I got, and the more money I kept burning on other brands that weren't affiliated with me, I was kind of like, well, why am I buying these brands and I'm not buying other brands? And if I only like word marks, then why am I not doing it? And so there's the pain point that I was trying to solve. What can I do that's going to make me feel good creatively? Shirts that I would want to wear, hats that I would want to wear, hoodies that I would want to wear. And I didn't make it for anybody else. Meet the Curator is a brand that's intended to inspire human beings to be the curators of the life they want to design. Whatever your idea of happiness, joy, wealth, success, it's up to us, right? Nobody's coming to save us. Nobody cares about you because we care too much about our individual selves. So if you want something, you literally, because we live in America. We don't live anywhere else. We live in America, and we got lucky that we have these freedoms. And every day I say, man, shout out to America, because I know that there's people around the country around the world who can't do that. So artistically putting myself out there in a space was what was going on with Meet the Curator. And so far, so good. Like, I was scared to put myself out there. The reception to the message was overwhelmingly positive and unbelievably, like genuine, that I was like, I never anticipated that. So now I'm like doing stuff with it, and it's crazy, and we got some stuff cooking, and I'm really excited about it.
Well, because I was about to say, I think one of the things I've developed over time, especially being creative and trying new things, is just randomly do them. Like, no harm, no foul. If you just do stupid stuff, don't feel the need to feel like you're being embarrassed. And I think you nailed it on the head, is about like operating in a safer space. So when I'm doing this podcast, who are some of the first people I'm going to have as guests are going to be people that are my friends. Obviously, that safe space. When I was doing some silly ill Phil awards, who was I handing them out to? Hand them out to friends, because that's a safer space. And I think what it also shows is that like within, you're going to use your biggest supports first. I think in lots of ventures, even when they're solo ventures, I think the importance of bringing in people that buy in into your visions or your creative endeavors is a good way to start. And I think, would you agree that that probably is kind of like, like before you go into the big pool, you go in the kiddie pool, and most times when you go and swimming in the kiddie pool, you're not solo. I don't know. I just made that analogy up right now.
So first and foremost, I'm gonna Snapchat this. So make sure you peep that you're on my Snapchat. But here's the thing: I didn't learn to swim until I was like 23. So the analogy, I understand, it resonates with me because I was in the kiddie pool, but I was like in the shallow end, and all my friends would be like, "Yo, Kev, come down to the to the deep end," and I would always be like, "Nah, yo, I'm the cool kid. Don't nobody want to hang out down there." When you knew that was where all the fun was happening, right? All the females were on the diving board. All the cool kids, all the cool dudes who could swim, they were like, "Yo, watch my backflip," all that stuff. So, yes, it is smarter for people who may be hesitant to do it in incremental spaces or steps.
Right.
That way you feel more acclimated. And I like to use the analogy, we all love Jay-Z with his double entendres and the raps. Where he's like, Rosa sat so Martin could walk, and there was somebody ran, so somebody did something. What along those lines? It was like,
isn't it someone sat that someone sat, Rosa Parks sat so that we can run? No, it's a different one.
Rosa Parks sat so Malcolm could run, or so Barack could run, and Martin.
Someone could walk. No.
Yeah. Again, we know what we're trying to say, right? Sorry, Jay-Z. We'll get your lines sometime.
Yeah, or Martin, or that other one. But the point is, you had to do it in incremental steps.
Yes.
And so now, let's say from the vision of the podcast, right? Because I'm a new podcaster myself.
Yep.
When you launched this, did you and Steven sit down and say, we're going to just, wing it? Or was it strategically planned for your, especially even though you said it was your closest friend? What was some of the early ons about that and how that developed?
So through Meet the Curator, I'm learning that we're supposed to do like market research and all that stuff and validate the idea and see if there's a market, see if there's a niche.
Yes.
But I told Steven, the longer that we procrastinate, the longer, like we're just going to talk about it. And if Positive Philter is going to be about anything, it's about people who are doing, right? Because we can all watch, we can all say, this is what I would do, this is what I should do, but just do something. And so for me, I was like, look, dude, this is what we're going to talk about. And this is the only things that we talk about, which is nothing. So Steve and I talk about sports all the time. We talk about current events, and we talk about Chappelle's Show and Saturday Night Live and rap music. And I was just like, let's just talk about that. And if people listen to it, cool. If they don't, at least you and I could talk and connect and be, the brothers that we are, and be like, yo, that was cool. Talk to you for an hour. I'll holler at you when I talk to you.
Perfect. I like that. And I think that the fact of just doing, which I think in my first episode, I talked about sometimes you nailed it about fear, is that a lot of people sometimes with the things that they want to do, they are paralysis by analysis. Have you heard of that before?
Absolutely.
And you don't move.
Not only am I the president, not only am I a client, but I am a president of that place to be, because fear used to paralyze me. Like, I'm not ashamed to say it now as a 33-year-old. If I look back in my life at certain stages, like whether I wanted to go talk to a chick, when I wanted to go get information, get an autograph from somebody that I've always looked up to, go ask something, go do something that scares the hell out of me, I was nimble enough to make it an excuse where it didn't look like I was afraid. But if you boil it down to it, it was all fear-based. And the thing about the mind that I've learned is through reading, because reading is great. So please keep reading. People out there listening to Positive Philter. You can never be too old to learn something. And I thought that I was until I learned that I wasn't. But fear, the mind is like mad powerful, yo. You can make I've made like molehills into mountains out of like stupid stuff. And the reality situation is your worst fear and the reality, they're pretty much completely different. And the reality is going to be better than your fear because your fear is everything that can go wrong. Now, I'm not going to say everything that people do is going to go right. All I'm saying is what you do and the outcome that you have already like materialized, they're not going to be the same.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. And I think about the fear thing too. Most of us have irrational fear of things. Obviously, fear is a built-in mechanism. Obviously, from like caveman, whatever, for actual danger. Yeah. But we put that unexpected fear level of danger where there's nothing really. There's no danger. No danger is present. Like you said, the autograph. Someone says no. I mean, that was not even a life-threatening situation. They didn't sign your autograph. I mean, I can give you a case in point. Just recently, kind of a random tangent, but I thought it was worth sharing.
We love it.
Is that I was in Atlanta, and I was in a hotel. This is 2 years ago in Atlanta, and I saw Nene from Real Housewives.
Who?
Nene from Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know what I'm talking about?
You gotta stop watching TV, yo.
Okay, yeah. I mean, garbage TV. Yeah. The point is, I was like, someone said, hey, go up to her and ask her for a picture. And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, all right, I'm going to ask her for a picture. So I went up there and I said, excuse me, Nene, I watch your show. Can I take a picture? You know what she said to me?
Yes.
No, she said no. I'm with my friends. But guess what I'm at right now? I'm still alive to tell that story. That
yes.
Nene did not want to take a picture with me. And the grand scheme of that thing is my life move on. And I have a story from that where I use that every day as like a little icebreaker and say, hey, I met Nene and she didn't take a picture with me.
Bingo.
The end. So I mean, irrational fears of things like that is true. And I think the irrational fears of, you starting your clothing line, what was the worst that could happen?
I would put it out there and I would lose some money and nobody would like it.
Okay, but then you would just do a new clothing line.
Right. Or what the way I rationalize it is like, I used to waste so much money that, Kevin, all you got to do is take a little bit of seed money and just put it out there. And if it doesn't work, this is no different than when you were in loads and loads of debt. So you might as well just try it because who knows what it could play out to be.
No, and I'm just flabbergasted. Not flabbergasted, but I'll just speak because that's true. And I think that goes with anything. So I'm going to, I like where this is going and some of the things, and I'm really getting random questions as I go along. Where do you feel, how people say like a vision, what is, in a positive mindset, what are some of the positive things that you need to tell yourself, positive, we say reframing, positive thoughts that you actively have to put in place for you as a new entrepreneur?
For me, it is, and I literally just came from a meeting with somebody who is going to probably change my life, and I just met them 2 weeks ago. His name's Andrew Cutler. He's a local entrepreneur. He's been up and down the East Coast. He's based here, but he just came down from Rhode Island. For me, it's simple. It's, do you have a vision for what your end goal is going to be? And do you have a belief? And after that, it's literally just putting yourself out there and meeting as many people as you can, because either you have the know-how or they have the know-how. So the positive mindset that you have to put yourself in is every step that I'm about to take, if I don't know what I'm doing, somebody is out there is willing to help me. And it may not be your best friend. It may not be your family. It could be somebody that has no idea who you are, and you just somehow have a conversation with them and you tell them. And so it's almost better to tell somebody you don't know, because people you do know will be like, well, I'm going to judge Kevin on his prior experiences or my prior experiences with Kevin. And if your audience knows anything about Kevin Nmah, the experiences that they probably have with me are like, man, that kid is an idiot. And I would be like, you're right. However, like there's moments in time when I do stuff that surprises me, or I've got ideas that resonate with people. And so now it's cool because now there's like a battery in my back. And when like empowerment is something that is really big, right? If you get it from yourself, you don't got to worry about external energy. You just believe in yourself and you just use that energy. So belief in self, belief in the vision, and just action steps.
Action steps. And then also, I mean, as you can tell, like an extroverted person, you're an extroverted person. So I think maybe the obstacle of networking is not as hard. So what would you say?
Let me stop you right there.
What would you say for the more shy person?
Okay. For the shy person, that person's me, right? Because when I know you, I've already made the connection with you. So there's no fear. The fear of the unknown is what used to stop me. Now it kind of impedes me. Now I put on like my courage cape and I'm like, okay, I acknowledge that fear is here, but I put the cape on and we're going to walk over there. And just like you did with Nene, if they don't like what I'm saying, I turn to them, I say, thank you, that's okay. And I turn directly 45 degrees and I tell the next person until somebody says yes. Because what I've known in my upbringing is you're not going to miss every shot you take. So just keep shooting the ball. Shoot it.
Hey, we're just killing it with analogies and walking on the buses.
Oh my gosh, dude. So for the shy person, think about somebody that you could walk up to and have the easiest conversation to. I don't know how you envision them, but that's what you're going to need to do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, make sure that you acknowledge that your fear is not real and you just go through with what you're trying to go get accomplished. Because you probably have a goal when you go ask a question. Unless you're like me, you just ask stupid questions.
I mean, I think that some people have an innate thing. For me, I mean, not to toot my own horn, I think that I've never been afraid to actually talk to anyone if it's a comfortable conversation. So, mind you, I'm not saying I'm a ladies' man. I could have a conversation with any lady because, like,
hey, Maggie.
I'll probably just talk. Yeah, I was about to say, like, because because like that's. I mean, I was really about to say that, like, because I'm a married man, so I'm like the most non-threatening person. Also, I'm like the corniest man. So me starting a conversation is non-threatening.
Yes.
The point is, like, Nene knows. I'm actually going back to Nene for my story of talking to strangers and entrepreneurship. And so I think that is a great idea, that people are the greatest resource. Kevin. Oh, you still there?
Phil, I'm back.
Oh man, I was like, Kevin. I thought you disappeared.
Google tried to get me out of here for some reason. I don't know what happened.
They were trying to Nene you. So
exactly.
So now here's I don't even know how long we talk. The thing doesn't even have a timekeeper, but I think that I'm going to have you as a reoccurring guest. So maybe we'll wrap it up earlier today. I'll have you back and we'll talk about maybe an update show to see how Meet the Curator has developed in a couple months. How's that sound?
That sounds dope. And the reality of the situation is, if it's a couple of months, it'll probably still be before we record Panda Watch.
Yeah. If I get, this is a shame. If I get 3 recordings in and actually publish before that, you guys should be upset. Like,
I will be upset.
I will troll. I will actually start trolling you guys, and like, I will write on your actual Facebook page, when's the next episode, and I'll keep on doing that until you actually do a next episode. And people are gonna be like, who is this random guy? And I'm gonna do it 2 ways. I'm gonna do it as myself, and then I'm gonna do it as Positive Philter. So
yes.
They're gonna be like, who is this guy that keeps on going back and forth?
Look, I love it because at the end of the day, we need to record, and like you know, with Positive Philter, with anything, and I think this is what your branding is about, is essentially do not be afraid to try whatever you think you want to do, right? Because at least after you try it, you'll know one way or the other. You'll be like, man, that was the best experience I've ever had in my life, or man, that wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And now you know. So instead of living in that I don't know phase, you're like, I have data and I want to do it. So
yeah,
thank you very much for doing this. Thanks for inviting me on.
So we're gonna have one. We got two more. We got one segment that I randomly made up. It's called the lightning round.
Yes.
So every time I have a guest, I'm gonna ask a random question.
Yes.
Now, mind you, these questions are not so random to the people that filled out. Did you get my Google survey that I randomly did?
Oh my gosh, am I supposed to answer that on air?
Yeah. No.
Okay, I got it, Phil. I got it. But sometimes I don't sleep because I'm doing like Meet the Curator, and I'm like, so forgive me.
So point is, no, I always say that because I was too lazy to actually think of original questions, and I did the same questions.
Perfect. So this is perfect.
So basically, let me tell you the origin of that too is that I really randomly like to make Google surveys. I'm actually a strange person. I don't know if you've started to realize this, Kevin.
You're that strange. Yeah. You know who's strange is our friend Matt Walker.
He's not even going to listen to this.
Okay. That's better. That way we can just make fun of his shape up.
I go to the same place.
Yeah, but he doesn't go as frequent as you do.
No, that's opposite. Actually worse. My friends make fun of me worse because I don't go as often.
Well, look, he needs to go anyway. And that's all we're going to talk about him. No shape up guy.
Yeah. So maybe months later when he actually listens to this, he'll say something. I don't know. He doesn't listen.
Who knows?
He doesn't. I got like YouTube videos, all kinds of stuff. He's just like, I don't. If it's not like sports,
make him a guest on here, and all you're gonna have to do is just hit record and let him go.
I would love to have him as a guest. I'm actually gonna propose it, and I'll probably get Nene. That's a new word for Carrie. I'm gonna say I got Nene. I got Nene. So this is the lightning round.
Yes, I'm ready.
So it's only a couple questions. Maybe you can have explanations behind them, and then we're ready to go. So first question: Marvel versus DC. Which one's better?
Ooh. Wait, is X-Men Marvel?
Oh my God, Kevin, my nerd, my nerd. Yo. Yeah.
You should have said Marvel vs. Capcom. I would have told you. I got that. That was one of my favorite video games. No, Marvel is X-Men, right?
Yeah, Marvel's X-Men. Yes. Keep on naming stuff.
X-Men.
Marvel's X-Men.
Give me X-Men.
And okay, there you go. This is a follow-up question. Who's your favorite X-Men?
It was definitely Gambit. Sorry.
Okay, there you go.
Gambit was my man.
Let's say. Yeah, he was my man too. He was kind of creep though. He trying to get on the girls. Do you? I mean, he's trying to get Rogue, whatever. She wasn't feeling him. No. Do you like Pokemon?
No, but I love the what is it called? The theme song.
That's actually one of the best animated theme songs. I should probably just play that
Pokemon. Yeah, please play it. I love it.
I want to be the very best. Yes, I mean,
yes.
Like you don't know how much of a nerd I am. This is like,
really this is great.
It's like evidence of it. It's like recorded evidence of my nerdom. Best thing paired with chocolate, aka like chocolate and peanut butter, chocolate and mint. Yes. See, you should have took the survey because it's overwhelmingly you're hitting all the answers that are answers that I like. So, beer, liquor, wine, I don't drink. So obviously we know you drink.
I do drink. So take out D, and it is all of the above.
All of the above. Okay, so not
if I had to pick my choice should be water.
That's someone else said that. Someone like I made the Google form. This is also a thing I've learned is that people don't like being categorized in the boxes. Where I gave them A, B, C, and other, and people wrote in water.
Okay. Some people just like to break the rules, man.
Some people like to watch the world burn,
Yeah. I watched that 6-minute video that made me upset.
Yeah, that video. That video was hilarious. If the listeners don't know, it's a video of people purposely doing things that will make you upset. I'll probably put that in the show notes for no reason.
Nice.
I'll make sure I put that in there. Morning person or night owl?
I would have to call myself a night owl.
Yeah, you just said it. You stay up late. That's why you didn't answer my survey.
Yeah, I've been staying up way too late. But I also have been waking up 2 times a week at 5:30 in the morning to go do basketball drills like a lunatic. So
I saw the lady that's bald as life, man. What is she doing there? She by herself. How old is she?
oh my gosh, that lady she's got to be 75 years old.
And she's
And
balling.
she is a hooper.
Okay.
She don't stop.
No excuses. That's another, I guess, lesson we learned.
Bingo.
And lastly, favorite TV show.
Damn it. Give me a time. Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna give you. Let me give you 3 levels, because that was a complicated question, and another one people wrote in. Do not make me choose. And I was like, okay, that's not good. Fair. So I'll give you 3 different ones. I'll say your favorite like childhood one, like early 90s.
Yep.
Your favorite middle adult teenager one.
Yep.
Because that's different. And your favorite now current 30-year-old adult, 30-something-year-old.
Here we go.
So I'm gonna do 3 different levels. I'll give you the opportunity. Now that you didn't do, you're a podcast person, you do that.
Yep. Here we go. So early childhood, we were all about Darkwing Duck, which is a cartoon.
Okay.
As a young adult or like a teen to adulthood, it was definitely the Wayans brothers.
Oh yes, I love the reruns that they still play.
Yes, exactly. I still watch them. Actually, probably gonna buy the DVD set soon. But
let me interrupt about the DVD thing. I got on this big kick about minimalism and loading stuff. Why didn't you just get the digital? Why would you need the actual disc?
Because I'm one of those dinosaurs who doesn't have Netflix or Roku or Fire Stick or anything like that. So until I upgrade to one of those services, your boy's still buying DVDs and Blu-rays.
Gotcha.
And last but not least, as I bought season 7 of this show 2 years ago, maybe even 3. I don't even know when season 7 was over. Curb Your Enthusiasm is by far my favorite show.
I watched a couple episodes. I'm ashamed to say I've never got into that one.
Disgusting.
But I was a big Seinfeld fan because of my mom. So I ran with it, like you said.
You got some work to do. Go back and give Larry Davis some time, Phil.
Start from season 1?
Yes.
And just go.
And go straight to Beloved Cunt.
Okay.
Excuse my language.
It's an episode title. So
yes. Beloved Aunt is what was supposed to be written. And hilarity ensues.
All right, so I'll report back if I ever start that journey.
Nice.
So Kevin, thank you so much for being a guest. I want to give you this opportunity to share your social media or contact for people that are listening if they want to follow up with your podcast or your brand. So, go ahead. What's your,
All right, well, let's do it like this, because I think I need more Instagram followers. So Meet the Curator 1984. Follow the Meet, which is MEET, the THE, Curator, CURATOR, 1984, 1984 on Instagram. We also have a Twitter, and that's Meet the Curator, or at Meet the Curator. Panda Watch Podcast is on hiatus. I guess we took a break. And
we should have a Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page, and I think it's the Panda Watch Podcast. It always changes. I keep forgetting the password. And if you want to see ridiculous amounts of rap music and Post-it notes and 3 paintings that I have, then follow me on Snapchat it's your boy Kev Nmah.
Okay, and Kevin, I will put those in the show notes as well. I want to thank you so much for being a guest. I really appreciate it. And
wait, can I have one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Phil, for being you, dude. For not, like you said, not being afraid to try new things, put yourself out into space. You're not looking for anything out of this. This is just a creative outlet that I think is going to be amazing for people to listen to and to interact with you and to learn. And so kudos to you. Shout out to you. And seriously, thanks for this. This is dope.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. You have been listening to Positive Philter, a podcast that focuses on friends, family, health, and career, with a little self-help along the way. Positive Philter was edited by Ronald Young Jr., host of Time Well Spent Podcast and creator of Oh It's Big Ron Studios. Special thanks to Kevin Nmah, owner of Meet the Curator and host of the Panda Watch Podcast, Ryan Roseman for providing the music, Maggie Wilkerson for just being an amazing and supportive wife, and lastly, anyone who took the time to listen to my podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share it with your family and friends. Spreading positivity is a movement. Thanks for listening.